and we are in graphics class. So I'm going to pull up Photoshop. So you're having a hard time getting your picture into Photoshop?
Yeah, like I would have to export it from like Snapchat or something because I don't have a lot of pictures.
All right, so let me see about that. I have no idea how to Snapchat, how to export from Snapchat.
Well, I can share it to my email and my drive. And
Okay, so that's cool. So you can get it to a point where it's in your drive and you can get it to that.
Okay.
So let's do a share screen quick. Boop-a-doop, boop-a-doop, boop. So here's, you're seeing Photoshop right now, correct?
Yeah, like I'm already I already have my paper.
Awesome. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first open up any image. This is a map. That's not going to be so cool. Here, we'll borrow. There's some freaky artwork. We'll borrow that. So I find where it's stored, and I'm going to open it. So it's in a document all by itself. First things I want to do before I do anything else is we're going to check its formatting. So we're going to go into image, and we're going to go into image size. So the image tab, come down to image size. And
so for like when we're in our drive, do I just like copy and paste it into Photoshop?
So if you're going from Google Drive, you'll have to download it to your computer first. Okay. Because you can't take things directly from Google Drive and put it in. It has to be physically on the computer. So I'll show you that one too. So here, let me do that. So, boop-a-doop, boop-a-doop. Sometimes I realize I make strange noises for no reason, but it's part of the entertainment value that you get with the full Able experience.
Okay, so I have the picture open, download it.
Okay. So you don't need help downloading it off of here?
No. So do I press open?
So then, inside of my Photoshop, that's where I go to File, and I want to go to Open there. So from Photoshop, and then I want to go to the location where my artwork is. If you've just downloaded it, you can go to Downloads. Let's see.
Okay.
So I could pull in.
Okay, I got it.
You got that? So now, here's my image. Once my image is in Photoshop, I want to go to Image and go to Image Sizes. And this was taken. This was taken down, so it's going to be a lot bigger than what we're working on. At the same time, though, it's half the resolution. So we're going to work at about 150 DPI, and that means that this 26.6 inches wide is going to really be about 13 inches wide. That's still going to be kind of big for what we're doing, but I'm not going to mess with it too much right now. So I'm just going to hit cancel.
Yeah, my width is 10.
Okay, so that means that your width is going to drop down to about 5. So then I go into my design, and we're doing 8 by 11 at 150, and I have a white background. So I hit create. So the other thing is that this is rectangular vertically, and my image is rectangular horizontally. So that's going to give me some things. But press V, which activates your move key. And I'm just going to grab it from here. I'm going to go to my project tab, and I'm going to drop it in. Both have white backgrounds, so I don't see the white of this paper. But if you look over here on this little side menu, you can see, so if I turn this off real quick, this is the white paper. None of that's going to matter because we're actually going to build our stuff up on top of that.
Yeah, mine didn't do that. Mine just created a new.
So you went from the the open document in Photoshop and you made a new document, correct?
So I have the one
Can you
with the background
Can
and
you share your screen with me?
I don't know how to do that.
Let's see if I can request it. If you go, all right, so I'm going to share a screen with you in a different way.
So I'm at the picture now.
Okay. Well, that doesn't do anything because it shrinks it down. So are you in speaker view or are you in gallery view? If you go to the upper right-hand side, or yeah, upper right-hand side over here, it'll tell you if you're in gallery or a speaker. Okay, so if you go down to the bottom, do you have a button that says share screen?
Yeah.
Click that for me. And a little thing should pop up and say what, or it should just either automatically go or it might say pick your screen.
It says host disabled participate screen share.
So
but I'm not on my Chromebook. I'm on my computer.
Right. So here, let me do this. Who can share? There we go. Now try it.
What do you want to see? It says application or desktop.
Let's try application. We'll see what we see. If not, then we'll go desktop.
See, because I'm on 2 different computers right now, so it's not going to show up on my Chromebook.
Oh, okay. So you're doing this through your Chromebook.
Yeah, I'm doing the meeting through my Chromebook.
Okay. So we'll go back and we'll just make sure we did all the steps. We'll do. I'll slow down and we'll do them together. Cool. All right. So I'm gonna get rid of this guy. You have your picture opened up, right?
Yes.
Let me get rid of that guy. I don't need it. So after we have our picture opened up in Photoshop, the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go File, and we're just gonna go to New.
Okay.
And then you should get a menu that pops up that talks about your new documents.
Mm-hmm.
And you already have one that is 8 by 11 at 150.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the one we're gonna pick. We wanted 8 inches wide, 11 tall, 150 on the pixels. And we say, okay. And it makes this rectangle.
Yeah.
Now go to your open image.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not on it, press V, or you can click the move tool so that you've got the pointing arrow and the 4-way arrow.
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna left click, grab to drag. So I hold my left click down, and it doesn't matter where you grab it, anywhere in the image. And I'm gonna go to the tab that is my untitled document, and I drop that in.
Mine doesn't move.
Do you have the move tool up here selected?
Yeah.
Do you click and hold your click? You can't click and let go. You have to click and hold the left. Oh, you've got a touchpad, don't you?
Yeah.
That could be part of the problem. So on the note, I'm going to see if I can get into school this week. And if I can, I'm going to get you a mouse.
Okay.
And then you'll have a mouse for it.
Well, I can see if I have a mouse somewhere at home.
Okay, so because that's going to make a lot of these, it's going to help you out a lot for your stuff.
Okay.
And then, so the hard part right now is getting this image into this document.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to do it a different way. Ready? So I'm going to delete out that layer. So I'm just in my brand new document, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to go, let's go to your, do you have a file folder menu on the bottom of yours? Are you using a Windows machine?
Yeah, I have a file.
Awesome. because then I'd have to really think hard if it's a Mac. So we're going to open up our file folder, and in here we're going to look for downloads, where you got your image from.
Okay.
So when you get that, we're going to
click it.
Let's see, because it's going to be the same thing. I want to drag and drop it. Can you drag and drop from there and bring it directly in and just let it fall in?
Yeah.
Okay, so that gets it inside. Now at the top, we have the transform tools. So once it's inside your document, you're going to hit yes, that you want to keep that. Say that again.
Didn't go on the document. Oh, I got it.
Okay, cool. Now, if you notice, see at the very bottom of mine, does yours have this little image? It looks like boxes overlapping each other in the corner.
Yes.
Okay, so if we were going to manipulate this image in Photoshop, in other words, if this was when we do our comic lesson or something like that, something that you wanted to get in here and you wanted to mess with, we would right click and we would go to, and I gotta find it, rasterize the layer. But because this layer is just for us to get stuff onto, it's gonna be, it's your face that you're gonna cover up, it doesn't matter. So you could even, if you wanted to, take this layer and right here, click the lock button and lock it once you have it set where you want it to go. So I'm gonna unlock it real quick. And obviously this is kind of small. So I'm gonna reopen up my other document real quick because I wanna talk about placing.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll get rid of these things, blank. No, I don't need that anymore. I don't need that anymore. So we're gonna go back to this one. And I'm gonna turn off all these layers that I did, because part of the problem with this guy is I have a lot of open space. So I can add in where my shirt and stuff is, or I'm gonna do Control T. I thought it was Control. Okay, so my brain's not working today. I'm going to go into the Edit tab. Oh, I know why. Because I'm not on a layer. That's it. So go to, I have my image selected and I hit Control T, and that brings up my transform menu. I can also get to that by going into Edit, and I can go under Control T is free transform, or there's controlled transform. So if I wanted to scale or rotate, which I can do right now, what we're going to do is we're going to come over here, and I want to make this bigger. Now, since I'm in free transform, if I do this, it's moving already together. But if I hold down Shift and I click on this, I can distort my image a little bit. So I could make myself a little bit bigger headed, and I'm taking up much more space now. And I'll move my head up, and then I would fill in this bottom part of my shirt with whatever images I'm gonna do. Because I could figure out, you know, my neck's probably gonna come to here, and then my shirt covers up the rest of it. Once I'm happy with how much space I have filled up, I hit yes to accept, or if something gets really warped or weird, I hit, oops, I hit no, I don't want to accept it. So I'm going to accept this, yes, and then that's the image I'm going to build off of.
Okay.
Don't worry about, we're not worrying about deadlines. I'm going to check real quick, and I'm going to show you why we're not going to worry about deadlines. So the self-portrait's not due until April 1st. And even then, we have some time to work on. If I go into our calendar, and I'm going to switch it to month, So we are right, no we aren't, that's the next month. There we go, March, today. So we are on the 30th here. It says it's due the 1st, but I'm gonna change that today and I'll take it. So now we're into April. So instead of making it due here, let's make it due, how about next Wednesday? Does that sound pretty good?
Yeah.
Okay. So go back to my week view. And I'll just click this. That guy. Actually, I can do that easier by coming in.
Does this Wednesday send a progression photo?
Yep, just a progression photo. So we'll do that. Cool, cool, cool.
Yeah, sounds fine.
All right. So if you don't, so check today and see if you have a mouse.
Okay.
And email me if you do or don't. And then if you don't have a mouse, I will get one from school. Okay. And I'll put it in the lobby for you to come get. Now, if I can't get to school, I'll send you. So if you're going through this and you get stuck, all right, I'm gonna share screens with you again. Bops to bops. Whoops. If you get stuck, oh man, I don't have that. Close that one down. Pokey this one up. Then click this link.
Mm-hmm.
So that takes us to here, and grab one of these help sessions.
Okay.
If it's like outside of normal school time, email me and say, hey, Abel, I'm stuck, and I'll get back to you. And then if we need to, close that one down, pokey this one up. Then click this link.
Mm-hmm.
So that takes us to here, and grab one of these help sessions.
Okay.
If it's like outside of normal school time, email me and say, hey, Abel, I'm stuck, and I'll get back to you. And then if we need to, we can schedule an outside of this sort of time to meet up. So work on that. Work on getting your things kind of in place. Practice trying to drop something in and hitting Control T and then using that warp menu. Do you know where the warp menu is?
Probably.
Probably. Here, we're going to make sure. So I'm going to come in there and, oh, I started doing stuff and I realized I didn't have it turned on yet. So we're into my Photoshop and I turn this on and we'll select out the soccer ball again. So Control C to copy, Control V to paste it, puts it on its own layer. Is that guy not showing up? That's kind of weird. What's that? That's my paint thing. All right, we'll take some time on my paint thing real quick. We'll take the paint smudge. I'm using the lasso tool. Control C, Control V. Turn this one off. all of a sudden there's a spot on my face. Oh, you know what I did? I know what I did. I did a silly thing. Okay, so we'll just use a spot. And I can move this spot around. I hit Control T, and it brings up my box, which allows me to kind of rotate and move it. And I can do this with it. But next to these controls, so yes, I like it, no, I don't. Here's the warp tool. When I turn on the warp tool, it's going to give me these little spots. And inside of there is where I can really start to manipulate and change that shape. And that's how I'm going to kind of get it into a shape that I like. And I can put it where I want it to go. Cool?
Okay. Yep.
All right. So practice using that tool and getting that tool in place.
Okay.
All right? Don't stress out. And if you need me, email me.
Okay.
All right.
Thank
You have a good day, Kylie.
You too.
You can go to lunch now.
Okay.
You don't have to wait for the bell. Just don't get caught in the hallway.